Good morning, sports fans. This is your host, Sawyer Stultz, alongside host Sean Lawrence, and you are listening to the SNS Radio Show on FM 104.7.
Coming up on the show, we will be discussing Giancarlo's big game, the Heat clinching the 8th seed in the playoffs, and the Cleveland Browns winning the Super Bowl. Yesterday, Giancarlo Stanton hit 5 home runs for a combined 2,300 feet in 6 at-bats against the Houston Astros last night. Stanton is the first player to ever hit 5 homers in a game in MLB history.
Now, Sean, that is just ridiculous. How can you hit 5 home runs at 6 at-bats? It's just never been done before. Like, how does that make you feel? I know you're a big fan of Stanton. How does that affect you whenever you see him in the next games?
Honestly, I feel like he has the power to do it every single game. Have you seen the size of him? 6'6", 275. It's pure muscle.
But I don't know if you can hit 5 home runs every game on a consistent basis. You're crazy.
Well, after he hit the third one, I saw he had the demeanor to keep going and hit the other two, because he was swinging for the fences on the first 2 pitches he got.
I'll admit it was impressive, but I'm not sure he can do that again. All right, now we're going to move on to basketball. We're going to talk about the Miami Heat. They are trying to clinch the 8th seed to move on to the NBA playoffs. The New York Knicks are in the 9th seed, so they're trying to make sure they can stay above the next only 3 games left, and they're definitely going to be able to do that if Gordon Hayward can continue his dynamic season. He scored 50 points last night in Boston against the Celtics, and Gordon Hayward, he was able to get with the Heat this year. He's been playing phenomenally. He's averaging 30 a game, but scoring 50 against such a good defensive team as Boston, Sean, that's crazy. Hold on, we have a caller coming in. How you doing? What's your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Max from West Boca. I'm a big Heat fan, born and raised a Heat fan, and just want to comment on the Gordon Hayward situation with Miami Heat. I feel like we're sitting here trying to clinch the 8th seed. Do you think this season was a bit of a letdown? We got Gordon Hayward, a superstar. We were on the brink of the 8th seed last year. Do you think this was a year where we should have shot for maybe home court advantage, 4 seed or higher, instead of just trying to clinch the playoffs?
Well, I definitely agree with that, because I think that the Heat, even last year in 2016, they really should have made. Of course, they should have made the playoffs above the Bulls. They started out slow. They went on that terrific winning spree. But this year, I would say probably 5 is where Miami is the most comfortable. I don't know, Sean, what do you think, 5?
In my opinion, I think that instead of signing Gordon Hayward, they should have signed Dion Waiters and James Johnson back. But when they signed Gordon Hayward, they didn't have enough cap space to sign Waiters and Johnson to the contracts they wanted.
Yeah, I feel you. I get that. Maybe they gave up too much to get too little. Maybe Hayward wasn't enough, and it clearly not. We're sitting here at the end of the season, instead of shooting for a 4 seed or 5 seed, we're saying, hey, I hope we make the playoffs. So, maybe this wasn't the best decision, but hey, we haven't built around, so we can look forward to the future. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, anytime, Max.
All right, in football news, yesterday was the 52nd Super Bowl, and the Cleveland Browns, yes, the Cleveland Browns won the Super Bowl in a triple overtime with the final score of 2-0 against the Los Angeles Rams. And they won the game on a game-ending safety by Myles Garrett. They're 1 year after he was picked in the first round, number 1 overall in the NFL draft. And Brock Osweiler, after he was traded controversially from the Houston Texans for basically nothing to the Browns, led them all the way to a 16-0 season, all the way to the Super Bowl. And yes, they are the only undefeated team to go 19-0.
Now, Sean, of course, watching them in the season, coming from only winning 1 game to not losing a single game, all this hype around the Super Bowl, and then you get to the Super Bowl and there's no score after the 4th quarter. What did you think about that? That's pretty ridiculous. There was 19 fumbles. It was atrocious.
It was kind of atrocious, but I did feel that when Cleveland walked into the offseason and they had all that cap space, they did build around the offensive line. I mean, I thought they should have got some more offensive weapons instead of going for the offensive line, but I guess, they're Super Bowl champions, so we really can't say anything, because they did what 31 other teams couldn't.
That's right, and that's going to do it for us at the SNS Radio Show. This broadcast is brought to you by the LeBron edition of Head & Shoulders. Heads are made for bad hairlines, not dandruff. Good night, everybody. Thank you.